This meeting is being recorded. Thank you, Siri. We're back with another Genius Days, and today we're going to be talking about flow and grow rich, how to get rid and overcome barriers that are in the way of your money and your cash flow. And of course, we have Ryan Gafur Khan on the other side. He is a data aligned consultant. We have Ivan Alejandro Acosta. He is a personal reality coach.
Gang, gang.
We also have my business coach, Joe Nicasio. He's a business coach.
Thank you.
And we have a couple of guests here too, Masood and Ryan. How you guys doing?
Hey guys, pretty good, thank you. How's it going?
Awesome. Awesome. So we're about to kick it off with our event. And the first thing I want to say is if you guys have ever read the book, Think and Grow Rich, you'll understand that there's a lot that goes into it, right? Auto-suggestions, faith, desire, all the different chapters that really tell you, yeah, there, Ryan's holding it up there. There's a lot of different elements to this thing, right? The power of mastermind, sexual transmutation. There's different chapters of this thing. However, my approach to this call was to understand what's holding us back from those things, right? What's holding you back from your desires? What's holding you back from auto-suggestion and doing affirmations, right? What's actually holding you back from faith? And once we really clarify those things, then we can unclog the channel, in a sense. We can become a conduit again and actually start to build some positive momentum with our wealth. Because at first level, to be wealthy, we're going to have to know that we desire it, right? That we actually deserve it and we want it. So if we don't actually see ourselves as wealthy, that's already a money block that we've got to overcome, right? If we can't actually use our imagination to envision a wealthier self or a more successful self, or however you want to frame that. So the first step here is to understand what is the negative self-image that you have of somebody who is wealthy, right? Is it the person who is making money illegally? Is it the person who, maybe you've been fucked over by in the past? Is it the person that you feel that, maybe they're pushy or like they're there to put others down to get in the way of getting money, right? What is the negative self-image that you have of wealth? And let's start to deconstruct that first and foremost. What do you guys think of that?
Well, as you believe it, socially behave towards it. I believe Frank White says it best when it comes to manifestation. All the things that are in the back of your mind, you have a tendency to act towards. Works the same way we're doing business, works the same way in the way that you interact with your parents, women. It all has a reason why and how come things are the way they are. And if you can correct these small things, you can optimize towards a better future for you, for your family, for whomever. And wealth works, in my opinion, in the same way. So should you choose to be wealthier, you should stop focusing on just the outcome and create conditions for that outcome. And it all starts with, do you even think you deserve it? So Mr. Flowzone Academy, and absolutely agree on that. If you don't see yourself winning, then you should start seeing it. Else, what's the point? It works in the same way in boxing, in taekwondo. If you can't see yourself kicking the absolute shit out of that guy's face, you might have to work on that first. Alejandro, curious to your views on wealth.
I want to answer Sumedh's question, where he posed the question for all of us, and my personal block. We all have blocks. My personal block is like always seeing like other coaches and mentors, like be comfortable charging, for the value. But my lesson that I've been learning recently is that I think everything that I do is just easy for me, and that's why whenever I'm teaching it to other people, I don't think I'm doing anything crazy. I just think I'm doing something so easy. But I realize it's just easy for me, and it's hard for other people. And so that's like a current stage where I'm transitioning, and I'm looking to transition and land um, in a place where I'm more comfortable with that. What about you guys?
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge the fact, we are richer than we think. Let's just start off from day one. Like, let's go day minus 9 months, okay? The fact that you're even alive, once upon a time, there was 500 million sperm going after one egg. And most of those sperm died off. But you had like a 1 in multi-billion chance of being the winning sperm. So the fact that you're alive makes you rich. You are the winning sperm. You're a winner before you even were born, 9 months before you were born. And so first thing is the fact that you're alive is a form of richness. So we need to first of all acknowledge that. Now we're, everybody in this room, we're all adults. And one of the things I teach my clients is thank God I'm rich. Thank God I'm rich, and because we're richer than we think, do you have a roof over your head? Do you know how many people were sleeping on the streets last night? Do you know how many people were homeless last night? The fact that you got a home makes you richer than them, and it's not about comparing. But did you get 3 square meals in the last 24 hours? Last 24 hours? Do you know how many people did not get that? And so the first thing is stop saying I'm not rich. When people say I'm broke, what I'm really hearing is I'm ungrateful. You're not even counting the riches that you have. You're an ungrateful bastard for saying that you're broke. Like, you got people in your life that care about you. You've got a roof over your head. You got 3 square meals. You've got your wits. You can walk around. Most people are not stuck in a wheelchair. And so when people say I'm broke, it's just they're pushing away. They're throwing all the blessings they have and they're throwing it in the trash. They're not even taking the time to count their blessings. And so the first step towards riches is to count the blessings you already have. And in terms of affirmation, one of the affirmations, I've had a lot of blockages about money, especially in the past, and so one of the affirmations that I developed is I'm grateful for what I've got. So even if I only got 37 cents in my change jar, I am so grateful for my change jar, because it's gotten me so far during those dark hours. So I'm grateful for what I've got, even if it's a little. And I appreciate that more is on the way, because it's a flow thing. If they say I'm broke, okay, that's static. But money is not static, and wealth is not static. It's a dynamic. And so I'm grateful for what I got, and I appreciate there's a flow coming my way. And I wanted to start with that.
Amazing. I love that, Joe. Thank God I'm rich. And you know what? I'm just realizing the importance of resourcefulness in that state where you are maybe perhaps in that scarcity state or victim mentality, right? And understanding that there's more than one currency. Joe actually taught me this in this idea of, okay, there's financial currency, but then there's also spiritual currency, emotional currency, right? Mental currency. So understanding that, you can really get to the bottom of what money really is. And, money used to be used for, labor back in the day. That was kind of what it was used for, right? To show that, okay, this is how hard I've worked. However, we don't have to adopt those old generational, ideas about money into the way that we approach it today, because it is changing and the world is changing according to this wealth dynamic, and it is being rediscovered every single day in terms of what it represents and what it is. And so to feel fully rich from within, yeah, the gratitude is definitely essential, Joe. So thank you for bringing that up. And, you know, Napoleon Hill in the book Think and Grow Rich, he says that faith is a limitation remover. So it actually like it bypasses the blocks that are already there. It sort of like neutralizes that playing field, because you're almost rising above, you're transcending that level of consciousness, right? So, you know, he talks about this idea of the mastermind and how important it is to have two brains, and those two brains creates a third brain. So he says that there's a third mind that's created from the two minds, which is an invisible mind that creates a power, right? So it becomes like a self-serving ecosystem, the way that I see it, the way that he describes it, right? So definitely getting around community. You know, we're all a part of different communities, Life Masters, Flow Zone. We got Joe's Business Accelerator, Happiness Blueprint, right? We got Ryan and his data aligned consultant business. You know, we got different people doing different things. We got IMC Nation, you know. So really getting a part of a container and being a part of that container and having the ideas of wealth springboard against each other's thought forms, right? Creating a neural net of all of our ideas together is really important in terms of that wealth accumulation. So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there, and you know, surround yourself with the best.
You know, I made a video yesterday. You know, when you grew up and you had your dinner table with your family, were your money conversations and business conversations empowering and delightful and uplifting and supportive? For most people, they would say, no, we fought about around money, you know? And so if you want to prosper, you know, we need to be around people in that container, like you just said. Like if your family didn't prosper, you know, and your container has all that scarcity thinking, okay? If you're in a container where everybody's scarred around money, you know, we are tattooed in our cradles with the beliefs of our tribe. And if our tribe does not support a prosperous mentality, sometimes we need to leave our tribe and put ourselves in a container that's more supportive of us actually prospering. I think of the plant that's by the lush riverbed with the nutrients in the water. But if you take that same plant and put it in the desert, it will wither. Plants can't walk and change their environment, but humans can. Ivan's got something. Go ahead, brother.
So I actually disagree with not Joe, with the book Think and Grow Rich, which in and of itself it's a container. I disagree with one specific part, and only because it doesn't describe what the evolution is, right? So this is only the evolution to it. It's not like I think it's bad. I'm just building on it. There's a part in the book that says you must have a burning desire, right? And that's very true. That is very true, 100%. But what happens when you stay stuck in that desire and you don't move past the desire? Then all it becomes is a wish. You're describing a wish. You're wishing for the ability to wish for it is essentially what's happening. And so thinking about this logically, we're going to bring in the chakras. It's a new kind of logic, all right? So we have our desire arises where, you know, same place where our kundalini would be rising is in our sacral chakra, right? You know, you've got, you know, your blessed ball sack, your blessed penis, your blessed ovaries, your blessed vagina. It's the blessed area, right? But but it's also the part that's very primal. You know, we think about it, a very blessed area, but it's very primal too, right? So we're gonna send this primal energy up, right, into the navel. And the navel, here's where we have the ego, but we also have the willpower. right? And we need to will things into existence, right? That's it. You know, but even there's like a line in one of these yoga books that says that like you're entitled to do your own actions, but you're not entitled to the fruit of your actions. Something like that, which is like, it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, but like doesn't mean it's always going to go your way. Even if you do nice for somebody, doesn't mean someone's going to do nice for you, right? So the universe works the same way. The universe works the same way. In order to, we need to break free from certain things. We need to stop wanting it. It's not a big deal anymore. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. $1 million. See, the reason you can't like make $1 million in like one client, like right there in that moment, is why I can't either, is because with me trying to do that, it just seems outrageous. It seems outrageous to me that could even be real, right? And so why does it seem outrageous? It's a big deal. I'm making it a big deal, right? And so we need to like tone down like how much power we're giving things, how cool we think things are, how much we want to be like certain people. We need to tone that down. Just tone that down a bit, and you'll be all right. Be the best. Fuck the rest.
Well, actually, you can make $1 million. You know, people have made $1 million.
Oh yeah,
in
they
one
can.
one
They can.
transaction.
Of course.
And there's
I'm just
4
saying, like,
rules to do.
for me now.
There are 4 rules to do that. You know, I get this from Alan Weiss, the $1 Million Consultant. Number 1 is you have to have 2 ethical people. You know, I have to, you know, Ivan has to bring value and somebody has to be willing to pay for that value. Number 2, and this is a big one, the perceived value of the client. If the client perceives you as worth $1 million, in other words, Ivan, if I bring you an extra 10 million, would you share 1 million with me? Okay. It's in the perceived value of the client. Now, here's the thing. The best way to have high perceived value is deliver high real value. But even if I deliver a ton of real value, doesn't mean you perceive it. So there's an extra obligation. You got to deliver the real value, and you have an obligation to make sure the other side sees it. Because if I offer to bring 10 million to you, and you say, and it's really worth $1 million, but if you only perceive me as worth $100, you're not going to pay me 101. And so we have an extra obligation. The third piece of making that $1 million in one day is you have to have the self-esteem to charge. Hey, I'm bringing you, if I charge you $5,000 an hour and I give you this $10 million advice and I only take 10 hours, you know, 5,000 times 10 hours is $50,000. I made 50,000, you made 10 million, you win, I lose. Okay. So you have to have the self-esteem to say, to recognize and appreciate, I bring a ton of value to you. And then the fourth piece is you can't come in after the fact. You don't get paid what you're worth. You get paid what you negotiate. So you got to deal with ethical people. You got to bring on the heat and make sure they perceive it. You got to have the courage and the self-esteem to step up and say, I'm worth it. I bring this value, and you got to negotiate it up front. I'm out on this stuff. Go ahead.
Powerful, Joe.
It's good.
Yeah, that was incredible. So with 2 things that's coming up for me, the first thing is hope. And it's not really a hope of like wishful thinking. It's more of a hope of future projection. Okay. And the second thing that's coming up for me is holding on to value. So I'll give examples of both. First of all, the hope element. So a lot of the times when we grow up, one of the money blocks is we can't afford it. Right? Oh, we can't afford it. We hear that a lot growing up. So simply the way to change that is with one word, which is yet. We can't afford it yet, right? And that one word just opens the doorway for possibility to happen. And once that possibility is there, now it's just about the organized planning through the, Think and Grow Rich process and taking action on that, the Shia LaBeoufing it, to just do it, kind of just pushing the willpower and making it happen. The second thing is holding on to our value. So I'm going to give you an analogy here. So let's say that you're a very strong oak tree, very strong, sturdy, grounded. And someone comes along, let's say it's a beautiful woman. She comes along and she's like, I need somewhere to sit. So you chop yourself down into a chair from an oak tree, from a strong oak tree, and you become a chair for her. Right? And yeah, you get to that point where you're sacrificing yourself, you're compromising yourself in your oak tree nature in order to serve somebody else. In the heart of hearts, you think you're being a good person, but you're not holding on to your value. Because little does she know that she can actually hold on to your branches of the oak tree and climb even higher and sit on those branches rather than being in the chair. So that's the analogy I want to give in terms of holding on to your value and how important it is for you to stay there. What do you guys think?
Man, you just dumped so many good things. I want to hear what the other guys say too. Well, number one, don't do it for the girl, don't cut yourself into a chair. I mean, don't do it. She's not worth it. You said something either about like, I can't afford something and then yet. And I think sometimes one of the biggest money blocks is the fact that we want to be consumers and we want to buy this and we want to buy that. We want to have this stash of money that magically appears. And so like we can have a lot, but in order to have a lot, we got to give a lot. And I think that's the missing piece for people. People set goals. I want to make $1 million this year. And the problem with me declaring I want to make $1 million is it puts dollar signs in my eyes. It gives me commission breath. Everybody looks at me. I want to make $1 million. So like, hey, Sumedh, I want to make $1 million. And Sumedh's like protecting his wallet. It's like, no, you don't. Not from me. You're not going to take it from me. And so we want to receive. And the thing is we got to learn to be givers. The reason I don't have the money is because I'm not giving enough. And so we gotta connect the giving and the receiving. This part where, what's the appeal of gambling? It's the desire to receive something for nothing. What's the desire of crypto? It's the desire to receive something for nothing. What's the desire, And so, well, that's bad karma. Good karma says what goes around comes around. So when it comes to going around, I'm going to bring it on big. And so when I bring it on big, I receive big. When I give big, I receive big. And I think that's the missing piece for a lot of people is they're having these mantras. So instead, I don't set money goals. I don't say I want to make $1 million. What I say is I want to help 100 or 200 or 300 people. I want to help people grow their businesses. That's because that's my craft. Help people start, grow, develop I want to change people's lives. I want Sumedh to be making 10, 15, 20, 30 grand a month. I want Ivan to do the same. I want Ryan to do this. I want everybody here to prosper. Okay. And I have some skills, some magic, some techniques. I got some stuff that isn't taught in Think and Grow Rich. For example, Think and Grow Rich talks about having a definiteness of purpose, but it doesn't go to that deeper level of choosing your business wisely. That's one of the core pillars. If you're not even in the right, how much flow are you going to have with your cash if you're not even in the right business and it eats at your soul? So this giving piece and choosing the way that you give and giving in a way that impacts others. And that's another piece is everything you want in life, including cash, is controlled by another human being. And so it's not just about what I give, but how I give in a way that helps other human beings improve their life. That's the common thread in all of our spending. And I've said a lot, and I really want to make sure we all hear from everybody on the panel. So I'll shut up for a minute.
Yeah. So I want to give you guys a real applicable thing that you can do, right? That's like really cool to have a stronger visualization, to be able to see a clear visualization, right? Because sometimes we have, all right, anyway. So the reason I don't set goals, I'm gonna give it to you, but I gotta tell you this first. The reason I don't set goals is because I set conditions, right? It's a little different, but it's kind of the same thing. But I choose my condition, right? Because condition means you're still going to be a part of a process, right? You're transitioning, right? And so I want to transition through this, you know, it's a sort of the mindset. So think about that lifestyle you want, that ideal lifestyle, like for real, don't hold back. You know, what the fuck do you want? Like, you know, like so that you can be comfortable and safe in the world. What do you need? What do you need, right? And how much is it going to cost? And write out a fucking list of everything of your for a whole year, how much that would take, right? And then now you know this is how much I need to fucking make in order to have this fucking lifestyle with insurance and everything, you know, with insurance. And you can go to Masood. Masood will hook you up with some good insurance. That's what he does. And that once you know that number, now you can get serious, and you can have that clear visualization, and you can have better steps to accomplishing that number.
I want to nail on something you said right there, and that, you know, what do we need? We don't need, I need a new iPhone. No, you don't. You're not going to die if you don't get a new iPhone. It's not a necessity. It's a want. Okay. And so our needs are so simple. You need a roof over your head. You don't even really need that. You need 3 square meals. You need healthy nutrition. You need those things. Needs are necessities for life. Okay. And the bare necessities, what do you need, is not much. And so we need to but prospering and being in the flow is not about the minimum. It's about opening up the floodgates of abundance. So I just wanted to give that little distinction.
And so the way the triangle moves, right, of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? There is the basic needs first, right? You know, you got that safety needs, you need to have your food and water, you need to have your shelter, right? But then we have like higher level needs. There just gets to a point where like you're so good in your life that your needs need to upgrade, right? And so you're it doesn't mean that the other ones won't fuck up, maybe at some point, but like you're just good that you can focus on other things like your creativity, right? That's a need as well. Like a need for me recently that I'm noticing is spending time with people. For me, that's becoming like a need, just not just I've had enough time to be in solitude and understand myself and give myself space to grow. But I think right now I've grown so much, and I want to go share it with the world. So that's my need now. It hurts me if I don't. It genuinely does hurt me if I don't. It'll take a piece of my soul with it if I don't. And so I always think about what it does to my soul.
Correct me if I'm wrong too. Maslow's hierarchy of needs doesn't have yachts on it. It doesn't have money or cash on it. These are all none of those. It doesn't have stuff and material stuff on it. And I find that real interesting that our needs are not materialistic. Those are wants. They're nice. We all like comfort and those kinds of things, but I don't think there's anywhere on Maslow's hierarchy where it talks about cash.
Right. And what's interesting, Joe, is that, before Maslow's death, he got a heart attack. And before that, he was talking in a church. He was talking in Echelon Institute a lot. And he's talking about transcendence being the thing above self-actualization. Right. So it was there it's basically self-actualization exists to erase itself. It's like a bridge to get you towards transcendence. And that transcendence is the idea of contribution. So, him almost dying, like getting to the space of memento mori, in his life, he was sort of recognizing that, I want to give back, right? I want to contribute to people. I want to be of service. And I think that's a really important distinction. And not a lot of people know that. But if you want to learn more about that, there's a book called Transcend by Dr. Scott Kaufman. Yeah.
Hey, so I heard what you said, but I don't know. I feel like I didn't understand the way it integrated into what we were saying. Maybe it was just me. But you felt it too, Ryan? Yeah. Okay.
Well, it kind of shifted into Maslow's hierarchy. And so, yeah, there is this transcendence about having a higher perspective than just, getting the cash. Just like there's a higher level that you can just kind of rise above the whole freaking game, and that's the ultimate flow, I think.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Mm, one thing that,
Exactly, just like
yeah,
that.
I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. That makes sense. That makes sense when you say it like that. Just when I think about things in terms of levels of energy, at the bottom we got rags and we got casual clothes, and then we got like a suit, and we got like a very nice suit, right? And we got casual clothes, and then we got rags again, right? And so, well, how does that work, right? Well, actually, here, like we got a nice suit, or we got a suit, we got very nice suit, right? That's a big distinction in terms of level of energy, right? In terms of just like as a visualization, it could be super nice dress as well. You could think whatever the fuck you want to think. You could think pimp clothing, or you could think like, I don't know, the way Rihanna dresses. She's got energy. She's got energy. She's got the energy. All right. And let's say, but even higher than Rihanna, Elon Musk, right? Homie got that casual clothing, right? Homie just chilling. He don't give a fuck. All right. And then higher than Elon Musk, we would have somebody like Sadhguru, who's just chilling with like these like rags, like over him, and he's just like vibing, right?
It's interesting. We buy a car. Maybe our first car is a beat up car, and then but I want you to think of your dream car. Ryan, what's your dream car? Ivan, what's your dream car if you have one? And I just, no matter how nice your dream car is, you take it out and drive it, you park it, and the birds will poop on it equally as that old beat up car. So we think that when we get wealthy, like the birds won't poop on our car anymore. And that's just delusional. Okay. Life still, whatever hits the fan is never evenly distributed. Even Elon Musk has bad days. Bill Gates, he had to testify in front of Congress for unfair trade practices. So no matter how wealthy you get, it's not going to stop bad things from happening to you. There are things, when we're doing great things, there is opposition in all great things, including our flow. We're doing great things in the world. There's still stuff that's going to crap on us. Whatever hits the fan is never evenly distributed. And even Elon Musk, who makes great cars, birds still poop on his cars. And we just need to be clear that abundance doesn't stop, from bad things from happening to you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I want to add to that, just continue it, and say that I would much rather get shitted on inside of my Tesla than inside of a fucking like 2005 like Kia Soul. Like, I'm good, I'll pass. I
You go.
don't want that Kia Soul. Fuck that Kia Soul. I mean, if it's my only option, I don't give a fuck. If it's my only option, I'm like, yeah, this is my motherfucking Kia Soul. But if I had the fucking option, I'd be like, roll up with my Tesla. Hey, just like real comfy. Like, and like recently I got myself a truck. And that was nice because like now I have like I liked it over being inside of a car. There's so much fucking room. It's just better. Like, I can go over shit now. I can go over shit. You don't know how fucking cool that is. I'm not scared of hitting no fucking curb. I'm not scared of hitting nothing on the ground. I can go over shit, and that's a flex for me, So at the same time, like I could have gotten like a nicer car, but instead I chose to get a truck that was 2016. It's not super brand new. That's actually like, what year are we in? 2023. What year is it?
Twilight Zone.
And so yeah, use your money for what you need. I got myself a gun. That's $600, right? I wanted it, and it was to help me become safer. here in fucking Texas and people going crazy over fucking toilet paper. What the fuck they gonna do when fucking real shit happens, right? So I was like, okay, that I need that, right? I need a fucking rack in my room, you know. I got this rack to put my clothes, right? How much does it cost? 80, 60, 40, 80 bucks, whatever it was. I was like, okay, I got it. Boom, I want it, right? And oh, I'm thirsty. This is my new thing. I'm like, I'm thirsty. I go to the gas station. I get whatever the fuck I want. I get whatever the fuck I want in the gas station. I'm not like, maybe like a drink, and then like, oh, I don't know, like a snack is too much. I'm like, whatever the fuck I want, I'm getting this shit now, you know. And that's how like I'm using my money to be like, to make me do whatever the fuck I want in the world, and that's just whatever the fuck I want to do. That's why I want money to help me do whatever the fuck I want to do, you know. That's it. That's just what money is for, you know. It doesn't, there's no major reason. There's no like, I don't know if people think this, but maybe like subconsciously they might.
You're right, man. You go to the restaurant, eat what you want. I mean, even if you want lobster tonight, you know, order lobster. The price difference isn't that much. And if it makes you happy, if it gives you a good vibration, if it puts you in a healthy flow, if it puts you just in an indulgent flow, if it just puts a smile on your face and saying, wow, I'm treating myself tonight, it's not that much more to do that once in a while. And so you look at the menu and you listen to your body and you listen to your taste buds and what's vibing with me. Like, why cheat yourself of the experience of feeling a little bit of richness and eating a nicer meal tonight? Don't cheat yourself out of that.
Why cheat yourself when you can treat yourself? Yeah, I think that's really important. The treat yourself element. Ivan, I think you said something in terms of rags, the levels of energy in rags, right? I just wanted to point something out because you told me this, which is the difference between the person who has the poor rags and the rich rags is the level of cleanliness, right? So understanding that self-care is actually a wealth frequency, right? Taking care of something, cleaning something, having that state of like, okay, I'm looking after something, responsibility is a wealth energy. So just pointing that out and understanding that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So I just want to say this real quick before it fucking leaves my mind. It keeps leaving and I keep grabbing it and fucking pulling it back in and it's trying to slip. So there's a sentence, right? This very, very common sentence that is used on people to neutralize their desire for greater wealth. And it's this: just live off of your means. Okay. Yes, true. Right. So I choose my means. I choose my lifestyle. I would choose what I want that to look like. And then I choose how much money I want to make. Right. Choose your lifestyle. And not everybody's going to want a fucking helicopter. I don't want a fucking helicopter. Although now that I think about it, it'd be fucking cool to have a helicopter and be like, oh, there's a fucking earthquake. And you fucking go, you pull up like the movie 2020 or 2012. There's a movie 2012 where they fucking go on a little plane or some shit, you know, but you know, on some Batman shit. But for real, like, I want to live on a hill. I want to live like overlooking like on a mountain on the edge. That for me, that's my dream, right? That's not normal. That's going to cost a little bit more than normal. But I think that's what I want, you know. And
if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Sumedh said something about wealth vibration, and I actually have a little exercise. I'd like everybody to open up their microphones, and there's a little wealth mantra that we can do that will raise everybody's wealth vibration. So if you're game, let me do it once. I'll say it once, and then I'll have you guys chime in with me. So it's I am the best.
I am the best.
I've been trained by the best.
I'm the best. I've been trained by the best.
I've been trained by the best.
I only work with the best.
I only work with
I
the
only
best.
work with the fucking best.
I always get paid the best.
I always get paid the best.
And I'm worth every penny.
And I'm worth every penny.
All right, so let's do it one more time. I am the best.
I am the best.
I am the best.
I am the best.
I've been trained by the best.
I've been trained by the
trained
best.
by the best.
I only work with the best.
I only work with the best.
I always get paid the best,
I always
I
get paid
always
the
get
best,
paid by the best.
and I'm worth every penny.
and I'm worth
worth
every
Every
penny.
penny.
So what you want to do is use this wealth mantra and really believe it, own the vibration of that wealth frequency. Because I think sometimes one of the reasons we're not receiving the wealth is because we're not at that vibration, that we're not, and so I am the best. I only work, I've been trained by the best. I only work with the best. I always get paid the best, and I'm worth every penny. Like when you own that and you feel it and you vibe with it and you resonate with it, something magical happens that opens up that flow channel. And so if we don't, if you don't think I'm worth it, you're just shutting everything down. And so I wanted to share that.
Awesome, Joe. So we're coming down to our time. However, I just want to state this very briefly. Me and Joe have a podcast together. It's called Business Flow with Sumedh and Joe that's coming out real soon. We're going to dive more into money concepts and, just give you a shit ton of value, basically. So hope you guys tune in to that. We'll give you more information about that very shortly. And so tune into my Instagram, Flow Zone Academy, for that. And yeah, any final words, any questions? We can take a few questions before we have to head out, guys. So anything you guys got?
Yeah, I got some final notes. Money is nothing more than a tool to be used to create the life that I want, to get the experiences that I want, to travel the world, to live by the lake or by the mountain, as per Ivan. It's just to facilitate, nothing more, and it should be treated as such. I don't not want the money, but I want what money can do for me, can get me. That would be all.
Yeah. And when you receive, the reason you'll receive a lot, Ryan, is because you have this ability to give a lot, and you do give a lot. And you give a lot to people who appreciate your giving. Massive lesson in life is give to the givers, because givers are wired to receive, or givers are wired to give back. You give to the givers, givers are wired to give back. And I think one of the reasons we don't flow, money doesn't flow to us, is because we're given to the wrong people. We're given to the takers. You give and give and give, and they don't give back. And those are the wrong people to be giving to, or you need to have a conversation. It's like, and the challenge is you give to a taker, you give and you give and you give, and then it's like, why don't you give back? It's like they're like, what have you done for me? You point out all the ways you give. They're like, well, what have you done for me lately? They just don't appreciate the giving. And in money, in the investment world, they call it appreciation, like your money grows, appreciation. And isn't it interesting that gratitude and money increase, or they use the same word?
Yeah, that's powerful. That's really powerful.
I want to hear questions. Does Ryan or Masood have questions, or any other guys? Let's finish this thing strong.
Honestly, this has been a great episode. I just want to thank you guys for the tips and insights.
Which one hit you the hardest? Which tip you were like, ooh, shit, that tip came from a fucking blade, bro. Came from a fucking blade, man.
Obviously, there was a lot, but I think the biggest piece, the first thing that comes to mind is what Sumedh said about providing value to someone else, when he gave the analogy of the tree, but not against your own values.
Awesome, brother. Glad that resonated.
It's a great insight, man.
Yeah. But everything else has been great. Like such a lot of value. So I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for being here, brother.
You see anything? I think RJC's frozen. Are you there,
RJC? Ryan Curtis the third.
Ryan does look like he's frozen for a minute there.
Damn. No, he's playing a game with us. He's playing. He does this. He's really good at holding his breath. No, he held his breath for too long.
Oh no. I can't believe how quick this hour is going. There's so much to talk about on this topic. And Sumedh, we're gonna have fun with this. And one of the topics I was thinking about doing is I think this would be a great topic is the connection, wisdom and flow. Wisdom is this ability to make this good decisions consistently every time. And so we make decisions where we're going to put our energy and where we're going to put our flow. And if we choose poorly in our decisions of where we put our flow, it doesn't serve us. Hey, it looks like Ryan's back.
RJC.
Guys, I just took the dopest selfie ever, bro. I just took the
Hey,
dopest. Go ahead, bro.
add some input, man. The two powerful things is the point that you made, Ivan, about recognizing your value and how your value, even though it comes easy to you, like it's natural to you because you put in the work, that hard work that you put in is incredibly valued to another person. And then Joe, adding on to you might understand your value, but then having them perceive it, that was super powerful as well. The mantra was sweet because I did tap into that energy when we did it. So that was really cool. I'm definitely gonna do that some more. And then, man, there was just a lot of good stuff there. I'm just kind of again, soaking it up. But as always, man, I appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, Ryan.
Awesome. I think that's a really strong end, guys. So thank you all for tuning in. Have an incredible rest of your week, and just keep crushing it. Keep crushing it. May the
And
flow
may the flow be with you.
There you go.